Welcome to Motorcycles and Misfits. Coming to you from the Recycle Garage in sunny Santa Cruz, California. Beautiful. Hey everyone, this is Liza, and I won the race.
I think I saw you making your move through the corkscrew.
That's all I'm saying for now.
Just gotta crop it in a little bit. Then you look like you win.
We will get
didn't pass the leader, right?
We will get back to that. But let's get to who is here in the room with me today. Because we had a crazy day. There are all sorts of people dropping in, showing up. We had listeners showing up. And so we got a bunch of people to stay. So joining us for the second time.
That's right.
Second
time
ago. Yes. It's Paul. You're the first Paul, so you don't get a nickname. You're just Paul.
All right.
Go ahead.
Good to just be Paul. You can call me Pablo, too. So.
That's right. Paul was on our Pakistan trip.
I like Pablo. Pablo Picasso was never called an asshole. You're a punk rocker. Did you get that reference?
I was zoning out over here.
Yeah,
It's like I'm looking at the motorcycles.
He's on ketamine. That's okay. Remember that song? Pablo Picasso was never called an asshole from Repo Man.
Oh,
remember the movie Repo Man?
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't know that.
I was Circle Jerks, maybe. I don't know.
Running the board tonight, it's Stumpy John.
Hey, everybody. What's up? Stumpy John in the hizzle for shizzle.
That sounded really cool.
It did. That was good.
Yeah. Joining us on the classy girl couch, she's going to be quiet most of the night, but we'll get her to say hi. It's Bao Bao.
Yeah, my name is Bao Bao. I'm from China. Yeah.
Right
and I think the biggest race fan in the entire room.
Yeah, right?
My husband loves motorcycle.
Yes.
I love motorcycle.
And joining us for second time?
Oh, third time
Now.
Yes.
Feels like family.
Right?
I know.
Well, actually, you guys become my second family. Everybody has moved away from this area.
Yeah.
So you guys are my Santa Cruz family now. And I want to thank you so much for
You just warmed my
Nice.
cockles.
And it's Eric, who's also been to Pakistan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
on the first Stumpy trip.
Yeah.
That's right. We shared Stumpy crash stories.
Hey, there's enough there's enough Stumpy to go around for everybody. Don't fight over me.
And the common theme, considering Moin Khan himself showed up today.
I know.
Right?
That's
That was a big surprise.
A lot of surprises.
Moin Bay.
He is crushingly handsome.
He is.
And he smelled good.
Always does.
There's something about that. Joining us for the first time, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. First time in
All the
Santa
way
Cruz.
from
Charm
across
City.
the country.
Yeah.
Which we'll find out more. It's Lorne.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. And of course, always looking cool, especially with his disco cup. It's Naked Jim.
I should play the music. Yeah, cool. Be cool. Be kind. Bring firewood.
You got to explain the disco cup.
So an old friend of mine, I will say, gave me the disco. Anyway, it's a insulated tumbler you would put a drink in, which is in there, and at the bottom it has flashing disco lights. But it's a speaker, so you can play your own soundtrack. So I was trying to play "Staying Alive" by the Bee Gees when I was coming down, but it wouldn't pair, and I was running late, so I didn't want to get hung up on technical difficulties.
It's still very cool. When are you going to make that a bumper sticker? Be cool, bring firewood.
Maybe it'll be on the Misfits Desert Hair Dew coming for it'll be King of the Motos this December or January. So
Ooh. In
keep an eye on
fact,
that.
you'll find out later that Lorne was recently in your neck of the woods.
Yeah, I heard a little bit about
actually,
that.
not really woods.
We were talking
Your neck of the sand.
neck of the nape, neck of the nape of the neck. We were talking alien abductions.
Oh, right. Well, and of course, we cannot forget everyone's favorite ginger. It's Bagel.
Greetings from the home of the Oregon Country Fair that is going on strong here this weekend.
I bet that's a good one.
Ooh.
It's a wild time.
I
Yeah.
bet.
What's the specialty food there?
All kinds of stuff. I mean, a lot of sort of vegetarian, vegan stuff, but you can find all kinds of things.
So I just noticed something about Bagel that I haven't noticed until now. And he does this from time to time.
Oh.
He grows out his glorious mullet. Look at that. Look at those locks.
It's the
It's
summer
not really
mullet.
a mullet. There is hair on the sides. It's just there's not a lot of hair on the sides.
Oh, but no. Yeah, you've got a definite mud flap going.
Party in the
Is
back.
that for
A mud
vintage
flap?
days?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, to keep the mud off your neck.
Exactly.
Well, we had a great day again. A lot of people visiting the garage today. We had some listeners this morning who wanted to rent my bikes this weekend on Twisted Road, but unfortunately, one of them is only 19, and they wouldn't let him rent through that. But I let him take my Triumph for a test ride because he showed up anyway. So that was really cool hanging out with them for a bit.
Later on the
When you
Benelli
say
and the
test
Amigo.
ride, does that mean you're trying to sell it?
Yeah. Yeah. Turns out he's actually been looking for a bike like that. I'm like, well, I'll make you a deal. Because there's a bike I have my sights on, which I will get to in a second. First, I want to say big thanks to Moto America and Laguna Seca.
Right on.
Yeah.
Because we got to go to the races. I actually went Friday and Saturday. John, Jim, Eric, you all were all there yesterday.
Yep.
In fact, Eric, it was your first time at Laguna Seca.
Yes, and that is just experience.
And your first time at a road race.
Yes.
Of any kind.
Oh, unbelievable. And I love the access that you have at that track.
So I wanted to kind of have you share your kind of your experience, your perception. But I first want to say that his first plan was, we'll just drop in for a little bit, then head off down on Big Sur, not knowing all of the wonders that lay within. So tell us what your experience was.
Well, like I said before, I just love the experience of the access you can. You can drive your bike down to the pit lane if you wanted to. You can head up to the corkscrew and watch from a vantage point above and just see those guys dropping in. That 13-story drop is just unbelievable when you're seeing it up front, and that, especially those baggers. The noise that those guys make and that feeling that you get in your chest is amazing. But what I loved really about it was experience it with my wife Bao here. And so we went in there for 3 hours, supposedly, and I didn't know how much you would like about it. I took off with Liza to do that parade lap.
I was going to say, I saw you drop 13 stories through the corkscrew.
on a KLR, John's KLR, right? I was just trying to stay up with Liza on her Nike there, on her tricycle.
I will accept that.
You're just letting it go now. That's
so.
good.
Yeah. Well, there's so much that happened, but that was a pretty cool experience to do the test ride or the parade lap. Mm-hmm. Having never been on a racetrack before, I assume, since you've never been to a race.
Correct. That is correct.
And I wanted to say, I was a bit scared that this was going to be the biggest shit show I've ever experienced. Because I've done parade laps a few times.
I've done it with you.
Yeah, exactly. And this time, I think in large part, thanks to the baggers at the races.
Oh, yeah.
There's a very large big twin contingent, not just in the fans, but in the vendors. And I think that they are really helping out the races a lot, keeping it alive, I'll even say.
A couple of years ago, we were real involved with Moto America. We did tech stuff. But then, so I haven't been back since they've done King of the Baggers. So this is my first time. And the difference of people being there was incredible. I was so happy about that.
So we went to go line up for the parade lap. Dude, rough estimate, how many bikes?
Oh, my God.
Was there like 1,000?
I was going to say around 700. But
three groups, right?
It seemed
that's
like
what I heard. It was
three groups of about 300 is what it looked like to me. So I would say maybe total it could be.
It looked like about 1,000. Like they didn't know what to do. They extended through the entire parking lot. Were looping around to where they started like blocking access to stuff, and they're like trying to get us all jammed in. And it was, I'm going to say, 80% big twins.
That's what I was thinking. A lot of Harleys.
Yeah. I was at the corkscrew, like kind of waiting to film you guys, but that was really only a little bit of the reason because I'm like, there's going to be some massive catastrophe of Harley, like 30 Harley Davidsons coming down like an avalanche through the corkscrew. It was something to see, though. It was cool. I thought it was cool.
And it's not a race.
Yeah.
Except
But
for
it
you.
is
Except for you.
It is to me. It is. I admit it.
I was watching you guys come by turn 2, and you guys, they were on it there. I was really surprised.
Eric stayed with me the entire time. And he was like, oh, I'm on John's KLR. I'm going to take it easy so you can go ahead. Every time I looked, he was there.
I was giving her the beans.
Giving her the beans, exactly. And I'm looking around. I'm looking around at the people around us. I'm like, well, here's a dude on a Harley in a tank top and jeans and a brain bucket.
Yes.
And here's a dude, full face helmet, didn't buckle it.
No, not at all.
Like, and we're all putting on all of our gear and our boots and everything.
At least one trike.
Yeah, there was a trike, some mini bikes, and then I see another dude on like a Ninja with road rash side. I'm like, oh, we got a squid.
Yeah, get him in front of you.
All
Let him
right,
pass.
yeah. And so I'm like, all right, Eric, this is going to be a bit of a shit show. And I'll tell you, I started passing people in line.
And she's pointing, go here.
Bossing you around.
Jim knows, because I'm like, if you leave a gap, I'm filling it. Even if we're just in line.
I'm the guy I'm in the back. You go, I'll be in the back. But yeah, totally.
I'm like, come on, let's go. And we finally get up there. And so, yeah, they did it in 3 different groups. And I didn't know what was going on because I see them bringing bikes off the track as we're lining up to go on. Yeah. I'm like, oh, something must be up.
Because you were like third group.
I think we were...
No, I think you were third.
Maybe
we might have been third.
You were
third. We were third.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was cool.
So, but we were kind of near the back of the pack too, which meant the leaders who go at an even pace, they take off, and now all these people are getting on the track, and now there's like gaps being created. So by the time we get on,
we can open it up.
There's room to work.
Speed shifter. Wah, 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 wah.
You know who looked like they were getting on it was the Chippies, the Highway Patrol guys.
Oh, I know.
They were kind of railing it.
And then, of course, the squid on the Ninja, he flies by at about 90 on the inside.
You were pitching about him. You're like, what's he doing going so fast passing everybody? I'm like, that's what you're doing. He's just doing it faster than you.
Yes.
I think my favorite guy, though, was at the very end of the last one. It was a guy on... It was a small dual sport, old Honda vintage dual sport, maybe a XL 175.
Yeah.
And as he came through the corkscrew, he had it like pinned on the rev limiter. And there were 2 cops on their BMWs right behind him as he's going like, I don't know, maybe 30 miles an hour in third gear with it, the rev limiter. And he's waving to everybody in the crowd. It was fun to watch, though. But back to the Harley thing, I think it's fun. The people watching's great.
Oh, yeah.
And like seeing guys like those... Like, I don't take this wrong way, but these super cholo-y looking guys with their Harleys with the super high chrome 8-hanger bars, they're going through the corkscrew. There's a trike going through the corkscrew. It was like a show of Harleys. It was fun.
It was.
And and Eric saw, I started passing, and I found out a lot of the Harley guys presumably haven't been on a track before, and they would do kind of the predictable, opening it up in the straightaways, and then you come to a turn,
jam them brakes,
and they jam those brakes and go around the turn. So I would just carry speed on the inside and then throw it in and pass like 5 guys each time, and I felt like I'm winning the race. It felt awesome, didn't it, Eric?
Oh, it was great.
It felt so fun, but also being somewhat conservative and not cutting people off, but taking those gaps. And Jim was perfectly located in the famous corkscrew. Gets a picture of us.
And I give it credit. You did make 2 passes through the corkscrew. It was pretty epic. It would be a highlight reel if they had it for that.
Yeah.
Did you get a video, Jim?
I did. Yeah. I actually did. Yeah.
So what a good time. And we only got to do the 1 lap, but that was about all I could take.
It was nuts.
Oh. Yeah. So going back to the races, a lot of fun, good weather. Yesterday and today it was fogged in and the races were delayed.
Oh, this morning was it?
Yeah, this morning I saw, I got a delay notice.
It was a little wetter this morning in town here.
On the road coming in where you're just above the track, you couldn't see the track.
Oh, wow.
Yesterday when we came in.
It's Monterey.
Yeah, so, but then it goes away and then it's perfect.
Much better than the Central Valley.
And so, Eric, you got to discover, how cool is it going up to the corkscrew? And Bao, you too. You were having so much fun.
Have so much fun, yes.
You were so excited.
I'm excited.
Isn't that's a really cool viewing point?
It is. But what I was going to say is, we were gone for about an hour to do that parade lap, and I come back. I'm worried that, Bao is probably getting bored. It's the sun's out and everything. And here I come. back, and she has this just amazing smile from ear to ear. She has her braids done.
That's why she's got her
John's
hair braided.
wife here,
Mrs. Stumpy.
Mrs. Stumpy,
Yes.
and she is just having the time of her life. She's loving. Anytime she gets into a new experience like that, she just blossoms. It's amazing.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
It was pretty fun. So Laguna Seca is kind of interesting because there's not really a great viewpoint for the entire track, but you can go up and watch bikes go by on the corkscrew. You can go over to different turns and watch them come by little sections. But they do have some TV screens, big screen set up where people can sit out and watch races. Good food. Shout out
Oh yeah.
to the corn truck.
Yes,
That Mexican corn was the bomb.
They did. They had good
Oh,
food.
wow.
Yeah, the food was great.
On Friday, I almost ate entirely corn and thought, this is not going to end well for me. I need to eat something else.
Oh gosh. We know something Eric mentioned earlier. Accessibility to stuff is cool because you can walk through pretty much all the pits.
Right.
You can
Yeah.
go through all of it and see it, and it's really neat to see. I mean,
That's right.
The sport bikes are one thing, but to actually see like the baggers when
Oh,
they're
yeah.
all taken apart and all the mods that they do to the baggers, or to see the the hooligan bikes up close and how kind of just performance driven and interesting they are. It's cool that the access, like Eric says, really
That's a good
rad.
point.
And to the racers, they
like-
were signing shit and all
Yeah.
sorts of stuff.
Paul, Lorne, have you guys ever been to the races like this?
I've never been to anything
I've
like
been
that.
to Laguna.
Next weekend.
I've driven cars on it, but I've never driven
nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, nice.
Okay, that still counts as
So,
cool.
Eric, I think you were like fascinated, like kid in a toy store, to see these rows of all these trailers, and they have it set up. They're workstations with just a little railing, so you can walk up and watch them tearing bikes down, working on them. Watching the mechanics, see the racers just hanging out, eating lunch. Sometimes get a poster, talk to them. We talked to Kayla Yakov.
Yep. But my ADD was kicking in overdrive and trying to keep up with Liza, and
You
she's
can't keep
doing
up with Liza.
the touring guide, right? And she's just showing me all these cool little places around. And I'm just like, ooh, look at this.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at this shiny bike. It's just so amazing.
Oh, just the pit bikes. I could be fascinated with just the pit bikes that they're riding, and seeing the baggers and the hooligans and the super stock, right, and all the different things, and having the food, and then even I also like the effort they're making, adding all the kiddie stuff. I was joking about Bao, you should go do the kiddie rides because they have like a whole little carnival set up
It
for
was
children
legit.
there.
Like it was a legit little carnival.
Yeah, kudos to Wayne Rainey, man. He's done a really good job there.
Yeah,
And
they really have.
we saw Wayne. He was there.
Yeah, so a lot of cool things, but
How many hours were you there, and how many races did you see, or how many races are there?
I was there from start to finish yesterday. So we got there at 8 and I left 4, after the last race. But the first day I went and I never made it into the event because all I did was test rides.
And where's that? In the
So it's in the
Here,
parking
the
lot,
paddock
right where,
area?
it's the parking lot, outer parking lot
Like
where the
down
bikes
by
park.
turn 2, straight away.
Yeah, the lake bed.
Before turn 3.
And so they
before
had...
you walk over the
Yeah.
Yeah. Before you go over, the infield.
yeah.
So they had Kawasaki, Yamaha, KTM, Indian, CF Moto. Did I miss any?
No, that's it.
Yeah. So I was very intrigued by CF Moto. I've been hearing a lot of buzz about them. Plus, we got to see in Pakistan the Ibex 450.
Yep.
That is not out yet here in the States. Did you go with us? Oh, you didn't go with us.
No, I was under with
yeah.
the weather that night or whatever.
Yes.
You guys went to the dealership, and I didn't get to go.
Yeah, and so it's a new bike that Moyne was actually talking about buying to replace the 150s. And it looks similar to the Tenere 700 in the styling, I would say, which is kind of rally style.
Yeah.
Kind of. It's in the same genre.
You squint really hard.
Yeah, it's
I'm
in
just
the
saying,
same genre. There's a lot of plastic on that bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like a
It's more like the.
thin KLR.
I was going to say it's more like a thin KLR than.
A thin KLR. So
Not
they
even that thin.
they
Like
I don't
a
think
KLR
It looks like a KLR.
with less power.
Yeah.
Or maybe the same power. I can't remember the
Yeah,
450.
I'll give you. The
Oh, look,
facts.
I triggered
I
it.
will give you the facts.
But it's a great looking bike, though.
Right?
I think so. And it has the suspension. It looks like it's going to do the part, the weight.
Yeah, so this is the Ibex 450 that is not been cleared in the U.S., but is available in other countries, but will be very soon. So they had one there, but no one could ride it because it's not DOT approved. And I really liked it. It has the horsepower is 44 compared to a KLR 650, which is 36.
Yeah.
So more horsepower and a lighter bike. And some of the things that I really liked about it is that it comes with traction control and ABS, and has one button to turn off the rear traction control or the rear ABS and traction control. One button to go onto dirt, which is pretty cool.
That is a nice thing to have, because I've had a couple of bikes now with the ABS, and there's usually a couple of flicks or switches or rolls you have to do with something. And it's not like it's that bad, but it is kind of a pain in the ass. Like every time you turn the bike off or do whatever. Because like if you ride in the woods a lot, you turn the bike off a lot. Or the bike turns itself off sometimes. And the one button thing is a really nice feature. Like for the Tenere, for example, I've got a click, roll, click, hold, or something like that.
Would you be afraid of just clicking it by mistake? I mean, it looked really accessible.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so, because your hands are pretty much on the bars. So I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, if anyone wants to look up what this looks like, it is the CF Moto 450 MT. There's a reason also that I think that this bike is going to be pretty special, and I'm going to make a declaration, as I am one to do. You all know that, a lot of us ride Japanese bikes. I think most of us have a Japanese bike. Well, if some people are old enough, I'm looking at you, Paul. You're not old enough, are you? In the 60s, Japanese bikes weren't accepted. They were considered cheap crap. People were riding European and American bikes. And it was Honda that made that breakthrough, and that became accepted and then became known as quality bikes that were affordable. That really, it just took off from there, and then made room for all the big four Japanese bikes. And now here we all sit with Japanese bikes. The Chinese bikes, as I think everyone has the same perception. Bow, nothing personal. But Chinese bikes are known as being crap. Lorne, what's your perception of a Chinese bike?
Yeah, you see a lot of the cheap ones out in Baltimore riding around, and they're always, if running at all, they're messed up and cheap and easily break, and people always ask me to help fix them, and
you don't want to touch it.
Yeah. I'm like, you can Google it if you can find parts for it.
We've been tracking this for years, and we know, especially through our friends at Cleveland Moto. Phil became a Benelli dealer. I own two of the Benellis now, which I think are good little bikes. That they're getting closer and closer to breaking through. And the reality is, the Chinese companies will build anything you want at any quality you want. But that hasn't been what people have been asking for. They've been asking for cheap stuff to fill that cheap market, right?
And that's something I'm worried about, that price point. What is it, $6,500 for that bike?
Right. $6,500 brand new.
And that's a screaming deal, but you're wondering how much quality, like the rims. And, it does have great suspension, KYB, right? That should be more than efficient to do what you want to do.
Well, all these questions we were here again in the 60s with Honda. How are they making cheap bikes? But they made good quality, right?
True.
So CF Moto, that many people know, they've been for like 2 years now really kind of cranking away at getting their name made. And they've been making parts for other people. And I didn't realize how many off-road vehicles, four-wheel vehicles they make. They have a huge market.
Well, doesn't KTM own 49% of them now?
I'm not sure. I'd have to check that.
I believe they do. I'll check that.
And so, yeah, they make some of the motors, a 790 motor for KTM. So they can make quality stuff. So they decided to start making their own bikes. And they do have some bikes using that same 790 motor. You guys test rode the Ibex 800.
Yep, we did.
What did you think of that?
Okay, so let me just say, I don't think the 450 is a KLR killer, but we can talk more about that. It's a great bike. I don't have a problem with it, but I think the KLR's got 30-year history. It is a proven workhorse.
But we're talking about the 800 right now.
I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah. I just needed to get that in there.
Yeah. Okay.
We went past that. And the KLR has slightly more torque. It's got 6 more torques. So, okay.
What?
Yeah, it's got.
It doesn't.
Yes, it does. The Ibex has more horsepower. The KLR has more torque.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What size is the Ibex?
450.
450
And it has
versus 650.
Like 44 horsepower with
450 twin.
with 32 torques, and KLR's 36 and 38.
How's the Ibex different from the MT? Is that the one?
This is it. This is what I'm talking about. The Ibex. There's an Ibex 450 and an Ibex 800. Okay. So we all test rode the Ibex 800, which is the KTM 790 motor.
Right. So yeah, I did ride that. The high points of it was the handled well for sure. Fit and finish was decent for what it is. I just came off a test ride in a 1290 Super Adventure. So
a KTM.
Yeah. So I was a little bit KTM, like I felt like it did feel a little boggy on the low end to me. Compared to like my Triumph 800, which is in a similar class. The brakes I did not like. The brakes needed an upgrade, and the suspension. But I'm a big guy, so I always have to upgrade suspension. So I wouldn't say I was blown away, but I think it's a really good bike to be in the market, because I think there's a place for it.
I'm going to solidly agree with you. I wasn't blown away. I wasn't in love with it, but I thought it was a contender. To be side by side with similar bikes like the Triumph Adventure.
Yeah.
So in the mid-sized adventure bikes.
So I think what the most critical part about what they're trying to do is not necessarily that they're trying to edge out a brand new KLR. Somebody who's looking to buy a brand new KLR,
right?
If they can afford it, they're going to get that because it's what it is.
Okay, we're not comparing the 800 to the KLR.
Okay.
So
because the KLR is just too high of a bar.
No. Because the KLR still sells because of the price point.
Yeah.
There's a deep. I'm
comparing
on their side right
price points.
So the KLR's $1,000 cheaper.
How much is a KLR?
So, you can get one. A friend of mine just got one for $52.
Okay, yeah. So that's why I'm comparing the 450 to the KLR.
This is the new KLR?
But the 800, I'm comparing more to a mid-size,
right,
like a Tenere or an 800 Adventure, that kind.
Yeah.
So, and yes, I agree. I wasn't blown away.
Yeah.
But I thought this is a decent bike. There's nothing wrong with it.
What you said was they've got that naked thing that has 10 more horsepower because they mapped it differently. I'd love to see that mapping on the 800 that I rode.
So I also rode the 800 NK, which is like a naked Street Fighter kind of
it was
bike,
cool looking.
right?
I actually really like that bike.
That also had the same 800 motor, so it's a lighter bike, and it was tuned up for 10 more horsepower, and that made the difference.
Yeah.
I rode that and was like, woo, this is fun. Dude next to me accidentally wheelied. I mean, we're like, whoa, that was that pepper that it needed. But I did want to say that one thing I did really like, something that really makes, I think, that 800 Ibex to be considered to throw it into the ring with similar bikes is they're adding all the bells and whistles. So it comes factory heated grips, heated seat, traction control, ABS, self-canceling turn signals, tire pressure, cruise control,
yes,
tire pressure sensors.
Wow. Yes, ask me how I know.
Yeah, low tire pressure. All of this on a bike for $10,500.
If it works and if you can get it serviced. I know they're opening 50 more dealers.
Yeah,
which is great. But
and I checked them; they're adding 50 more dealers a year, so they're growing. The downside. No resale value on these as of yet. You take a hit buying a brand new bike if you're not going to keep it for 10 years. But then again, by then, they may have made a name. But I'm just saying, throw in a contender. it was a decent bike. There were some decent bikes. They weren't shit. But Jim, you said fit and finish when you compared it to the Kawasaki's.
Yeah, John mentioned this actually, but a few things. One is it's almost the same price as a Tenere, right? I got mine cheaper actually because it was on sale, but they're within a few $100 of each other. And it's not that. I wouldn't say it's like this is a bitchin' mid-size adventure bike that I'm going to ride through South Dakota for 2 weeks.
Right.
It just doesn't have that robustness to it. I'll play a little devil's advocate. It was a great bike. Nothing wrong with it. I had a fun time riding it. Everything worked great. No problems there. The engine was great. It was fun, peppy. But it just didn't have that robustness about it. Even little things like the side stand didn't feel like it was really like doing its job.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I would.
I felt that too.
Yeah.
It was weird. I was kind of like,
weird, but there's weird little things that stand out like that. But I think one of the big things, and I think it's legitimate, it has going against it, is it doesn't have a 20-year track record.
Right.
And you can, but that's legit, right? And after it does, then that's cool. But I think if you're new into it, it's a money thing for me. Like if money's an issue, you can get a lot of bike for your money. I mean, it was a fun bike to ride. It's reasonable, but I don't again, it's not a. I wouldn't jump on it and ride the shit out of it.
It wasn't a game changer.
Yeah.
But here's what I think is going back to the Ibex 450, and this is my declaration I'm going to make. I believe that this bike may be the one that punches through the wall of acceptance for Chinese-made bikes. Now, we also know that Kove is also inching towards that.
Yeah.
Okay, but again, like, what's the purpose of that 450? Because if I take that to Hollister, I don't ride crazy, but I ride and I crash and I ride and I crash. I think that 450 would look pretty beat up at the end of the day. I guess a KLR would too, maybe.
Yeah, I've crashed my KLR.
But when I think like a KLR, is that a twin or is it a single?
Single KLR.
Yeah, so it's like the European bike. So. Yeah, when I think of that, I think more, it's just not dirt bikey enough for me. But it's very comfortable. It's easy. I didn't ride it, but it's felt very comfortable. Low seat height, comfy seat. Again, if it's a price point, but...
So here's why I think this is going to be the bike that punches through. We've seen huge success with the Tenere 700 with Yamaha. Mm-hmm. It's been the hottest bike for 2 years now, right?
Oh, I don't know.
That they have. For that style of bike, something that's a little bit lighter weight. People have been trying adventure bikes and they want to come down. Paul, do you got a Tenere?
I do.
There you go. There you go. Right. A lot of people are getting them. So people are wanting to come down to something a little more rideable, but I think that
a little more pick-upable.
Yeah. KLR is still around because it's affordable. But
and it's known to be reliable and easy to maintain.
But
all that
it is
shit.
a simple machine.
Mm-hmm.
Although the newer one got some bells and whistles like anti-lock brakes and all that too.
Finally.
Yeah, exactly.
Just got fuel injection. Woo.
Not a bad upgrade.
Right? So considering that this Ibex for a similar price point of $6,500 for greater horsepower, more bells and whistles, a more capable machine, that this might be the thing that really lures people in.
I would love to be able to take one off in the dirt a little bit, take it on some fire roads, because it's really hard to say. We could take it off road and be like, oh my God, that was a lot of fun, and so drop it and be like, yeah, I picked it up and it kept going.
Here's my opinion. So I think the 800 is going to have a harder time breaking through because there's way too much competition for it. I think the 450 fits a niche. There's not a whole lot of anything at that spot. So I do agree. I think that fills an interesting place in the market.
And the Kove is helping it get there.
Kove is
everyone's interested, and they're not just ignoring it because it's Chinese. They're not dismissing it. They're like, oh, but I've heard good things. And this bike too, when it comes out in the next month or two, I think this might be the one that gets through. But here's the thing. The reason I'm bringing up the Ibex 800 and the other than K, because then when people discover CF Moto and like, well, this isn't so bad, what else do they have?
They got that little one that's cool.
Oh yeah,
those little sport
the
bikes
little
and
Grom
stuff.
thing?
Yeah, that little Grom copy was cool.
Papio.
Papio.
Now, exactly. Now people are like, what else do they got? And they've already got a pretty good selection of bikes, including.
See, that's where I think their niche might be is more like instead of a Ninja 250, you pick up one of those things.
Yes, exactly. Because if that lets you down, you're going to be in city or fairly close to civilization. The Ibex, I'm worried that's a good point. If you're out and about in the BDR lands or whatever, that you might be huffing it for a while.
Yeah. I think like the comparison you made to Honda, I think is interesting because were Japanese bikes shit before they became popular? Like, were they known to be bad, or did people just say that they were because they were new and they were Japanese?
They were building up their industrial base.
They made pianos.
It's the same thing. They'll make whatever you need, and what they needed was cheap bikes because we weren't able to fill that from Europe and from U.S.
Right.
So they filled that because they had more affordable
cheap bikes. Though.
Yes.
But yeah, so they were well made, but nobody I don't think anybody cared until they were able to finally market themselves in a way that appealed to anybody. And I don't know anybody, if I go to anybody on the street and I say like Kawasaki or Honda or Suzuki, they all know that name immediately, and it's like, that's a motorcycle.
Yeah.
But CF Moto, it's only the people that are already paying attention to CF Moto that gives it, like, they might, like, I feel like nobody even knows who they are, and it's not going to matter if they're making reliable bikes until they go bankrupt.
What kind of phone do you have?
Google Pixel.
Where is it made?
China, I assume.
And this is my point,
right.
is it's not just the bike manufacturers. And what happened was, it wasn't that Honda was making cheap shit. Japan had been making cheap shit for decades, right? As they were getting more and more of the industry and more of the manufacturing. And so that's what China's been doing for decades now.
Yeah.
They'll make anything you want at whatever price you want.
I mean, there's Japanese bikes made in China that are like, branded as Japanese. I just think it's like they need that marketing bump. I think they might already be there for some stuff, you know?
So, I think what helps them is, and I did confirm, CF Moto or KTM does own 49% of them.
Okay.
So that's an interesting connection to me because they're going to get the KTM quality level. I wonder if KTM's trying to set them up as an entry level like Chevy is to Oldsmobile.
Oh, right.
Cadillac.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that it's a very interesting point in history that we're about to see, and this might be the first one that really breaks through. And you might have Cove following, and you might have Benelli. You know, you have all these companies who are going to be following suit. So it's kind of fascinating in the motorcycle world. Bagel, is there anything like this happening in the scooter world from China yet? Is the Benelli dong swayed you yet?
No.
Did you get a dong yet?
I have not laid my hands on a dong yet. I haven't had a chance to, but maybe someday. We'll see.
And there's our soundbite. So yeah, in scooters in general, though, is it more the electric that's coming through?
I mean, I think honestly the most impressive thing that I've seen come out of China is isn't the Royal Alloy made in China?
Oh, is it? Maybe.
Or is that? I'm pretty sure that is.
Okay.
And the quality on those is remarkably good, and they've been pretty popular. So you know that seems like that's had the biggest impression in the scooter world recently from that perspective, from what I've seen.
So I think we're on the precipice there, and I think this might be the bike. It may not be the right bike for you, but I'm keeping an eye on this and CF Moto, and this might be the breakthrough.
If you were going to buy one just for shits and giggles, which one would you buy?
Oh, that 450. I really want to.
It's comfortable.
I really want to try it out. It looks like it'd just be a fun, nimble.
And the bells and whistles, all the stuff I kind of wanted on the Tenere, that bike has. It's got heated grips. It's got cruise control. Has an adjustable windscreen. Oh, I don't know if the 450 does. The 800 did.
But that's the stuff you don't want to break down when you're in the middle of the BDR somewhere.
True, but I'm just saying. I mean, it's kind of cool.
But when I was talking about that, I forget who I was talking with today, and they turned and pointed at my 690 Enduro and said, "But why do you need it if you have that?" I'm like, yeah, that's a good point.
Well, yeah, it's apples and like steamships when you talk about KTM.
Yeah, it's true.
And see, I mean, because we rode those KTMs and it's like a whole. It's just there's no comparison.
My 690 Enduro, I consider my dirt bike, straight up. So, so check them out. CF Moto, keep an eye on it, and I'd like to hear from people out there what they're hearing Their ear to the ground. What's the buzz? Mm-hmm. You know, do you think you're ready for Chinese bikes to come through?
Do you think, Jim, you would go for a Cove or that first?
A Cove.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they had them in the Dakar.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's what it takes for you to prove.
Yeah, you need to put it through the ringer. I mean, ideally for a decade or so, right?
Right.
Because, I mean, you know, how long have, like you had mentioned, the big three, how long have they been making motorcycles? It's a long time, 80 years, whatever it might be. I don't even know. So I think there's an intrinsic knowledge that comes with that kind of experience. So, but like I said, it was a great bike. I had fun on it. I just said,
Would you call the Cove a dual sport or an adventure bike?
It's more of a dual sport. I think it's more.
Yeah,
if you can ride it in the desert,
where the 450 is more of an adventure bike.
I would say adventure bikes are hard to ride in the desert.
Yes,
dual sports you can ride in the desert. That's kind of one of my little, I guess, criteria.
There you go. I also rode a 890 Adventure R because
that looks like that.
I love that.
That's a good looking. Well, we all rode KTMs.
Yeah, we did.
How did you like your KTM experience?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, I just was repeating it. I've ridden that bike before. I like it. I will say the first time I rode one was at Americade, and on that test ride, you got to go pretty good distance, do a little bit of freeway, get some highways, and open it up. And that's when I made another declaration that I think that is the best overall bike you can buy right now. Mm-hmm. Because the fact it could hop on the freeway and just wah, 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 but also could go off-road, I thought that was very capable. This trip, unfortunately, the test rides were limited to doing a circle around the outside of the track, most of which was traffic.
Oh, bummer.
So we never really got to open it up, never got to try it, and I wasn't as I wasn't as impressed with it this time. But John, you got to ride
the big boy.
A 1290.
I was going to ride the 890 and it was too tall. Especially for a loaner bike. I'm like, no, I'm not going to risk dropping this thing. So
I appreciate that you have that state of mind to let's not do it.
Well, I went to the guy and I'm like, this is too tall. What do I got? And he goes, ride the 1290. I'm like, that's shorter? He goes, yeah, go ahead and ride that. And it was. So I'm like, great. Weird. So the 1290 was awesome. I mean,
it's got all the bells and whistles.
I was so impressed with that bike. And now I'm like, KTM? Maybe I'll buy one of those eventually. So, and for me, I'm thinking, the wife is leaning more towards now being a pillion rider. So I'm thinking like, okay, what's my next bike to where I can really kind of do some long distance with her in the back where it's comfortable? And that bike is now on the list for sure. I was very impressed.
And that was the Adventure, not the Super Duke GT.
No, it was the Adventure. Yeah.
Did it give you the feelies?
It did give me the feelies.
Now you get it.
Yep, it gave me the feelies.
Now you get it.
Now I only got to go up to third gear, but it gave me the feelies up to there.
The KTMs give me the feelies.
Yeah.
They do.
They're good.
What did you try, Jim?
The 500 EXC.
Right.
So the 500 dual sport.
Played a dirt bike.
Yeah. It's great. Yeah. So like as soon as you get on it, you're on a dirt bike. It has all those feels. And then as you start playing with the levers, and I'm a Honda guy, right? You see all the high performance stuff. How much it matters, I don't know. I guess it depends, but very light, very purpose built. Everything's a little smaller, even has a display that I didn't really play with, but it was tiny. But I'm sure it was, did all the shit you needed to. Mm-hmm. The way they had the ignition kind of set up was almost on like this little rubber stem and this kind of thing.
So just what you need.
Hydraulic clutch, all this. Yeah. Well, I wanted to see, compared to the Sierra 450 that I ride.
Yeah.
And they're different bikes. It had a lot of low end torque, and it leaned a little bit more towards the 690, like that much low, like grunting. I never felt like I was going to wheelie it or anything, and I slungshot a bunch.
Is that a real word?
Slingshot. Yes. I slingshotted.
Slingshot.
I think it's slingshot.
Slingshotted. Yes.
That's when it goes wrong.
So it was just real like nice low-end grunty torque. So again, it'd be fun to take out in the desert and kind of see what it does. But what it really wanted me to make me do was to try the 350 EXC.
Yeah,
that could be a bike of mine in the future. Because it's so much lighter and all that power. And when you sit on it, you're like, it feels so light and so nimble.
And your 450 was a big step up for you. And that's a light, capable bike.
The Sierra 450 is bitching. It's plenty capable and all that kind of stuff.
So this was another step up for you.
Yeah, but if I were to go to the 350, I think it makes as much, if not more power than my 450. And it's probably like 70 pounds lighter. And that's real. You know what I mean? And I hear
easier to pick up.
yeah, and just easier to like go, because I enjoy a lot of the slow stuff now, because it's a little more technical and steep or whatever it might be. But not having that much weight, I think it's a big deal.
I'm going to draw a comparison. So, I love my 690 Enduro, but it is a big, heavy dirt bike. Yeah. But to me, it's like riding around on a Cadillac. It's just so easy, comfy, and just riding the trails in Hollister Hills. And then we swapped one time, and I got on your 450, which I realized I could ride faster with less effort because that bike just maneuvered and turned so easily. And I'm like, oh, this is a whole nother experience. And I was never really aware of how much effort I was putting into the 690 because it felt good with the weight. I get on your bike, I'm like, oh my God, I just started ripping with more confidence. So I can see
have that reduction again.
Another reduction like that, how much of a difference that would be.
Yeah. So it was cool. So but the build quality is great. But there's some stuff I'm like, I don't really need one. I think it's just something I would like to try, because the riding I do, I try to stay out of trouble. Like, do I really need a bitchin' lightweight powerful dirt bike?
Yes,
I don't know.
You do, yeah.
I know, right? Yeah. And the Honda, I consider it, it's capable. It's certainly a robust trail bike, but like a hydraulic clutch, I don't know, do I need one? It felt kind of like a regular clutch, it does the same thing, little things like that. So, but the other thing I hear is, the quality in a Honda will be more reliable and everything. I know, Eric, you had experience with your KTM, but I talked to a lot of KTM people. They're like, yeah, I've never had a problem.
Would you buy another KTM, Eric?
No. Maybe a single. Maybe I'll get one of their smaller, but right now I am burnt out on KTM. They give me the feelies. I loved my KTM 890. It did everything I ever wanted. Did the highways, did the BDRs, did single track on that, and it always put a smile on my face. It was a big, fat dirt bike that I would have fun in Hollister, or I could cruise almost all the way to South Dakota until it let loose.
Yeah. But but the KTM, I tell you that they're really nice. They're expensive, and there's a reason.
Eric, maybe you should get a KLR.
No, that is the most hideous bike out there. When I came up to John's place,
motorcycles.
When I came out to John's place,
you will never ride my KLR again.
Yeah, he says it now. The other day it was a handsome bike.
He's pressure washing the thing, getting all ready for me to borrow. And I'm like, you can't improve the look of that bike. Just stop washing it. It's ugly enough. Damn it.
Oh, my gosh. Well, with the camo, it's hard to see.
Like the camo does help.
Quick, throw some dirt on it to make it look better.
Yeah, right.
Now that you've passed people on a racetrack on a KLR, you don't have a little more respect for it?
I do. You know what?
Okay,
it is a better bike than I gave it credit for before. It is. When Puppy was out here, another Pakistan alumni there, he was out here for the 500th episode, and I got your Triumph. You let me borrow the Triumph, and he took the KLR, and he was the same thing. He said, "Oh, this is a much better bike than I gave it credit for," and I was like, "You're freaking crazy! No way! No way, no."
It's like the ugly dog that you just love,
but it doesn't.
It's the ugly dog.
Yeah, it is.
You're right. It'll do anything you ask it to do for the most part.
Not very well, but it'll do it.
Exactly. It does not give you the feelies. It's boring, but it'll get you anywhere you want to go, damn near.
Yep.
Well, there you go. There were also races there.
There was.
And I watched a bunch. Jim, what were races you liked watching?
So we've been going a few years now.
You like the hooligan, don't you?
Well, I do. I mean, I like all the racing, but the hooligan especially, and the baggers. I think everyone's like, we all like the bagger stuff. Because it's just interesting. The bikes are so fun to check it out. I think the class, I can't remember all the specs, but it's like 750cc or greater.
Right.
I think they have to be a twin.
Yeah, the hooligans, they're like naked.
Yeah, naked.
Bikes, twin. So you're getting like Ducatis. You're getting what were those Suzuki's?
You're getting the FTRs. You're getting Harley. Some Sportsters. Some stripped down 88s.
Like a whole bunch of stuff. And then sometimes randomly an electric bike.
Yeah. All the things. Yeah, it was interesting. Things. Yeah, it's cool. So I like the variety of that, and it's just so raw and like gnarly. The super bikes are cool because it's so precision.
It's like the dog pound of the races.
Yeah, but if you watch some of the racing, especially it seemed like Saturday's racing was a little more nutty. And it was race one of the super hooligans, and I can't remember people's names.
Yeah.
They were coming through the corkscrew, of course, and people are getting squirrely. The back ends are coming out, and it's just like they're throwing themselves in on the hooligan bikes. And then the baggers is just nutso. The big bikes. There were some weird ass accidents with those. Crashes.
Final race of the day, I was watching there, and pretty early on, I think somebody crashed because suddenly there was just a bag on the track.
And they were going around it. Yeah.
It was there for the whole race. Yeah. I'm like, was there a yard sale I missed? What's going on? Right. Apparently. And then like halfway through, another person crashed and their giant air filter went rolling down and added to the pile of debris somewhere on the track that they're just go around. I realized, that is one of the downsides to bagger races. The parts fall off.
There was one of the starts too, where they're starting, and there was a guy in the back, towards the back row, and all the bikes take off, and you can see him struggling to get off the start. And then something happened where I think he had the throttle going, and he pounded it into gear all of a sudden. Oh, hell. And the fucking thing launched like a rocket. And like this Harley just immediately, 12 o'clock, launches, actually fell on his leg. It didn't look good. He hobbled off on one leg to the side. But it was just so insane of a way to start a race.
So
Harley
insane.
Flipping into the air. But
I've been pretty not impressed with the baggers because I hadn't seen them live. But yesterday I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. Those guys are just cooking. We were at the turn 2 area, and they're getting squirrely in the rear end, like you said, and they're pushing those things really hard.
And they race hooligan and the baggers, like
some
dudes
do,
some race.
Well, some
both,
even race
cool.
the premier classes.
which I think is kind of
it's all mixed up,
like Triple Crown.
Yeah, there's a young kid that was racing baggers that I really like. His name is Rocco Landers. I met him a few, and he's. I think he's probably one of the American young riders that has a shot. But he's racing baggers now, so that's really cool to see a little guy out there, a young guy on a bagger.
And Dion was racing again today.
Yeah, he was in there.
Campbell.
And I want to say, I think one of my favorite races, it was, I think it's Superstock, because Kayla Yakov was in there, and I just actually found out about her.
I think
She's a super sport, she's
600s.
So she just turned 17 last month.
Wow,
this tiny little young woman. Sweet. We talked to her for a little bit, and she was holding third, and first and second had taken off. I'm trying to remember. Can you look up, see who that was?
Yeah.
I know that second place was her teammate on the yellow bike, and they took off, left the pack, and were doing a second faster than anyone else, right? So the camera's not following them because it was the race for third. It's like third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. They're all like in a pack. And so it's really exciting. And Kayla made one small mistake, went wide, I think, in turn 2, just a little bit. But that was enough for like 3 guys to pass her because they're so tight. And then for her to get her speed back up, like another 3 guys passed her. Suddenly she's in like 8th. Just like that.
And you're in the pack. So it's hard to find.
In the pack.
She was 8th in race 1.
Yeah. But her teammate
on a Ducati, by the way.
Yeah, on a Ducati was in second, and the two of them were just smooth. And then in the corkscrew, I think the third to the last lap.
Yes.
And if you can look up his name,
Jacobson, I think was his last name.
PJ Jacobson.
Yes, he did just a crazy inside pass.
He did it again today.
Race.
Did he do it?
Yes, on the final lap. Me and Jim were watching that.
We were watching that. Yeah,
that was what was that turn like 10 or something like that.
Passing on the corkscrew is crazy.
Was it like the bottom of the corkscrew?
Yeah, this was one of those flat corners before you come back onto the main straightaway.
And he got in, and the commentator's like, "Oh boy, that was a little bit early," because now the guy who's now in second, who had been leading the race the whole time, he's got time to take it back. Yeah. And this was a hot race now. And the guy in second, he made, again, like Kayla, one little mistake, and he just lost like 1/10 of a second, maybe. That's just enough that PJ held that lead and won the race. And it was exciting.
Yeah, and I got to say, I mean, Kayla got 6th on the second race, and she's beat some like professional racers. So this kid's fast. And to get 8th and 6th, top 10 anytime in a road race is decent. And you get points.
Yeah, she's podiumed.
Yeah, so I'm impressed.
Well, good news is she's going to be at Vintage Days.
I can't wait to hang out with her a little bit.
Oh, no way.
She's going to be at Vintage Days. So, and I asked if we can do an interview with her there, and she said yes. I also said, Bagel, you'll like this. I said, so you're going to be there all weekend or just for the day? She goes, I think we're there all weekend. I'm like, we have pit bikes and we know where to go.
Like, do you want to learn how to smoke cigarettes?
I don't want to get you in trouble. It's kind of like, remember, like we got Michelle DeSalvo, Dion Campbell, and Yuri Berrigan on a backyard flat track race.
That was great.
Right? I'm like, let's take Kayla Yakov over to the barrel racing. Throw her on one of the bikes.
And just make sure you're in front of her at one point so you can say, I was beating her in the races. And then exit before she can pass and be like, I win. Yeah,
we may have to sneak her out at night.
You got to get a unicorn helmet. Got to get a unicorn helmet for her.
That could be awesome. So, did you have any other races you wanted to share?
A couple things. The first thing I'll say, somebody asked me this week, so what the relationship is from Moto America to the other race series that are out there. So
was that Eric who asked that?
It was Eric.
Yes.
So Moto America is the U.S. Superbike and other classes championship. So there's also British Superbikes, and there's other circuits out there or other races in different countries. Now, all of them are the idea really, and why Wayne Rainey has really invested a lot of money in Moto America is he wants to redevelop American riders to compete on the world stage. So the idea is that you'll matriculate up through from Junior Cup to Twins to Super Sport to Stock 1000 and then to the Premier class, which is the 1000 Superbikes. And then once you sort of go that way, and then the idea is that you'll get into World Superbike or into the MotoGP sort of one of the classes there. So, for example, Cam Bobier, California guy, started out riding AFM locally, which is kind of the local club racing. Ended up getting into Moto America, rose up through the ranks of Moto America, and then ended up racing in Moto 2 and MotoGP. As well as Joe Roberts did the same thing. California guy, came up through the club racing, and now he's in Moto 2 and actually doing really well, as I said last week. So it's important to watch this if you're interested in American racers and how they're going to fare on the world stage, because the more that we can develop that, I grew up in a time when it was all about the American racers winning everything. You all know the names Kenny Roberts and Freddie Spencer and Eddie Lawson and all those guys. So we really want to get back to where, we can compete like that. So let me just shout out a couple things. So from the races this weekend, the first race on Saturday, Cam won, Bobier. And why that's important is he got hurt last time, so he can he's walking with a cane right now. So for him to go out, and he did well in the second race too, to go out and win the first race and pick up some points, that's huge. So way to go, Cam. But, there's really 3 or 4 riders right now in Moto America that are sort of winning a lot of things. There's many great riders, let me say that. But Cam, Josh Herron, Cam Peterson, Sean Dillon Kelly, Jake Gagne, Loris Baz. Those are sort of the and one of my favorites, JD Beach. These guys are like the
JD Beach will race anything. I see his name in like flat track. Yeah,
he was with Estenson Racing for American Flat Track last year, but they shrunk their team and he gave this spot up to somebody else and went back to Moto America full time. So the second race, Josh Herron won. Cam came in second. Sean Dillon Kelly and Bobby Fong, who's a current points leader. Who's another, I didn't mention him, but he's another phenomenal.
Bobby Fong crashed out.
Yeah, he DNF'd
on Saturday. Yeah.
Yep. So right now, in terms of Moto America point standing, Josh Herron is in first. Jake Gagne is with 194. Jake Gagne is 179. Bobby Fong 171. Cam Peterson 167, and Cam Bobier 148. Lawrence Baz 142 and Sean Dillon Kelly 136. The reason I read all those off is because it's tight. So anything can change. Like I said, Bobby Fong was in first place before this weekend, and now he's in third place. So the racing is pretty competitive there. It's definitely worth going to see. And again, I'll put out a plea: support American racing. Find out where Moto America is going next. If it's in your area, go and see it. Where's it at?
I'll give that a sec. Eric, as somebody who doesn't follow racing, never been to a race, would you suggest that somebody still go?
Absolutely. I was talking to John. I was going to go to the one up in Washington.
Yep.
And it was in my to-do list, and I just get busy with life, and I missed it. But I got the chance to take it here, and I would recommend it to go see it live. It is something else.
So here's where it's going. Mid-Ohio. Oh, yeah, but not during
not our
Vintage
week.
Days.
Yeah.
August 16th through 18th. Circuit of the Americas, Texas.
What a great place
Gotta
to see
let
you.
Matt know, right? Sure. September 13th to 15th. New Jersey Motorsports Park. September 27th to 29th.
Lauren, looking at you. That's close to Baltimore.
Yeah. So go check it out. Moto America. What a great time, right?
Yeah, wonderful.
Absolutely.
Fun for everybody. Again, you don't have to follow racing, but you get swept up in it when you're there.
Oh, absolutely.
And the access to all of the racers and the teams and the bikes is just amazing.
Yep.
Cool. Well,
the difference is if you go to a MotoGP race, you don't get that access, or even World Superbike. But with Moto America, you do. That really makes it cool.
Well, we normally read emails at the end, but we have one that's relevant right now, so I want to give it to John to read.
MotoGP discussion. Am I going to get spanked by somebody here? Hey, gang. Dave here from the Willow Grove, PA.
Shout out.
Really appreciate your dedication to both the industry as well as the time and effort that goes into your podcast. Thank you. I was catching up on this week's episode, and you touched on a really hot button of mine around the lack of representation in global racing from the Americans. I recently have been sitting on a friend's small podcast and was on the exact topic of our discussion. Figured I'd share in case you find interesting. Following the lead of yours, I'm sure many other motorcycle-based podcasts, it has been fun. It's been a fun excuse for us to get together and talk shop, but it really does give me a better appreciation for all the work you guys have put in. So, 13 days in Mid-Ohio, but who's counting? Yes, David. So thanks for that. And, let's find the new Kenny Roberts. Maybe it's Rocco Landers.
There you go. Or maybe it's Lorne.
Or
and he doesn't know it.
Might be Lauren or Kayla or the young one.
Lauren right here. Lauren showed up at our garage today.
He did.
So I wanted to just get into this a little bit. Lauren, you'd been emailing, hey, I'm coming out. I'm like, yeah, like a lot of people. Yeah, come on, we love guests. Come on over, no problem. So he shows up with a big grin on his face. He's like, I'm here.
I'm a marauder.
And none of us really knew what he had been through to get here. So you left Baltimore? No.
I did, yeah. So I left.
How long ago?
So I was saying 4.5 days earlier. It was 5.5 days. I misspoke. Okay. It's
all a blur.
Yeah, I can't even remember the order of the states I went in, but it was last Tuesday or this past Tuesday, and I left straight from work and took 81 down and then 40 the whole way, pretty much.
And what was your destination?
Straight here. I did not stop. Did not stop.
Wow.
Anywhere.
So you just woke up one day and said,
"You're gonna call on fire."
You woke up one day and said, "I'm going to Santa Cruz and see the."
Well, I
Misfits?"
listened to the podcast first.
Wow, that's dedication, y'all.
I mean, I had been to my first time off the East Coast was last summer to Lake Tahoe and went into California a little bit for a couple of days. And I was like, what the hell am I doing here not on a bike? Because the roads alone and this, just looking at everything, I was like, this is ridiculous. It's just completely different world. And so that was a year ago, and actually almost to the month pretty much. And I went home from that, sold my first bike, which was it? 81 KZ440 Kawasaki.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, sold it to my best friend and bought this Marauder that wasn't running at the time. Obviously the most reliable option for a cross-country trip.
What year?
And it's a 2002 Suzuki Marauder.
800, right?
Yeah, 800. It's basically like the Intruder, but with a chain and like a little bit of a different tank. And got it running. It's got like a tall sissy bar, so I can strap all my shit to it, and forward controls, which I thought was a good idea. I'm going to take them off and put something different on.
Actually, on those bikes, floorboards are really nice.
Yes, I kind of was using like the way that they're mounted as floorboards, as just sticking like a 1/4 inch of the back of my boot on like the controls to try and like shift my weight around. But yeah, it was 5.5-ish days. I tried to do at least 500 miles a day, and I definitely yesterday I did 760 some.
And don't take this the wrong way.
Yep.
But you packed like this was your first big trip.
Yes, I know.
You know when somebody comes like multiple bags and things just all attached, not really efficiently tightly packed, but like I'm just figuring this out.
Yeah,
There's no bungee cord, is there?
There were bungee nets. Holding on the gas.
And ratchet the 2-gallon gas can in the back.
That was necessary. That's a part of one of the quirks is my reserve tank. My reserve tank doesn't work, so it's a 3.4 gallon tank. I only get 2.2 gallons out of it
because your reserve
doesn't work.
The petcock switches over and it just sputters. It doesn't run. So I have
need
gas
to pull
in the
that
tank.
out.
Yeah.
I know it's just literally it's just plumbed incorrectly and it's pinched. I think it's because it's ridiculous. So. Yeah, it was a lot of gas stops.
What were you doing today? You were working on it today, weren't you?
Oh, I was showing the foreign controls. They have like a weird thing where it was missing a piece, so it would slowly, as I was riding,
the foot peg rotate
upside down
until it
until my
unfolds.
foot falls off. So it folds but down, and my foot falls and hits the ground as I'm riding at 85 miles an hour through.
Fix that first.
Yeah, so that's fixed now. So I mean, I didn't break down. Knock on wood, but I didn't break down at all. I was just first time. Before this, the most I had ridden in a day was like 200 miles, and like. Awesome. I didn't do it a single day under 500 miles like the entire time. So it was
that's hardcore.
Yeah, and I camped the whole thing. Like I highly recommend Bunka Biker. I should have planned.
Yeah, shout out Z Traveler.
Yeah, I should have planned my locations better. So I could have like booked.
You mean you should have planned?
I didn't plan it
all. So
I'm
just curious. Let's go back. How much planning did you do?
None. I mean, I just literally I picked.
That's great.
I didn't even like.
I got the gas can and off we went.
Honey, I'm gonna go get some milk. I'll be right back.
I took a year. I took a year to get the bike ready, but did not plan the trip. Like I just was like, oh, I'm gonna go to Santa Cruz. I still hadn't figured out if I was gonna take 70 or 40 until the day of. Like, wow. And
did you just put in Google Maps Santa Cruz?
Yeah, a lot of times. I was like, oh yeah, I could go that way. I guess they all go west. So,
and what was the hottest day you had traveling temperature wise?
Oh my god, it was last night. It was a nightmare.
Last night.
So awful. So right before I hit California. And again, I don't even know the names of the places I went through. I was just going. Right before I hit California, it was like right before Needles is the town that I knew I was coming up to.
That's a hot spot.
Oh, dude, I didn't even know. I had no idea that it was coming. And so you come out of the high desert and you go down, and it's getting hotter and hotter. And it was 9:00 when I was coming down.
When you see the thermometers on the banks.
Oh my God.
It was still 100 degrees at midnight.
I checked. Yeah. I had to pull over because literally it was so hot. The grips have like chrome on them. It was so hot at the speed I was going, it was getting uncomfortable, like painful to hold onto the grips because they were heating up on that metal parts. There's like rubberized parts and metal parts. It was that hot. And then I pulled over and checked the thing and it said 110 degrees. It was completely dark
at 9
out.
p.m.
At 9 p.m. The sun had set an hour previous and
that's hot.
I didn't even know. I had no idea that it was going to. It was ridiculous.
Now that you're in Santa Cruz, I hope you brought a puffy coat.
I did.
I was wearing one this morning.
I did bring some like warmer clothing. But,
right, Eric? You've learned.
Yes.
Yeah, you've learned.
Yeah, and I'm glad I didn't bring I had like a leather biker jacket. I was like, maybe I should bring this just in case. I'm like, I'm glad I did it because like if I even had, I just wore the mesh one because like in that heat I would have been like taking off all my gear like if I didn't have the mesh one.
That's biker shit though, man. Just
it was crazy, dude. I'm really happy that I did it, but I'm gonna do everything differently from now on.
Well, let's hear some of the lessons you've learned.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do different?
Sorry, what are you gonna say, Bagel?
I was just going to ask. Well, first of all, which route are you going to take home?
I haven't figured that out yet.
I told him to go visit Mike Beck in Montana.
Yeah,
it's a nice way to go.
I've probably got to go north because.
Well, you don't want to go through Oklahoma again.
Oh, I think Oklahoma is the worst thing that ever happened in the United States. I really do. I really, really do.
Sorry, Oklahoma.
Oh, wow.
It's nothing against the people there. They were great because I had to pull over at 200 miles in and stop and just catch my breath from the wind. It was like wearing me out. But
I was once stuck in Elk City, Oklahoma, when my VW broke down, and they don't keep foreign auto parts there. They had to order out for them.
Yeah.
So I spent a couple days there.
Yeah. But yeah, as far as stuff I like actually learned and would do differently, that I mean, I think the biggest thing I learned was what kind of distance I can do in a day.
Okay, let's start with what lesson did you learn about your choice of bike?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's like the most uncomfortable bike I could have picked. It's the least comfortable bike I've ever.
You popped your Airhawk too.
Yeah.
You're the only person I've ever known that popped an Airhawk.
Well, I'll tell you why.
And we made it through Pakistan with those Airhawks going through Dosai plains.
Exactly.
They're great. They're great. They save your life because
it takes a lot of work to pop an Airhawk.
Well, I paid for it because what I was doing was my suspension's so awful on the back. It's so bad that like I tried before I left adjusting it, and it's like adjustable preload, and I have so much shit on the bike. It's like didn't matter what I set it to, and it's just such little travel because it's constantly bottoming out that I took the Airhawk and I just inflated it as much as I could because it gives me an extra inch of travel or so to save my back because I have the damn forward controls on it. So every bump I go over hits my spine and it was just beating me up. So I inflated it up as much as possible, and then in Oklahoma I ate the hell out of a pothole, and then like, about a half hour later I realized that I didn't have an Airhawk anymore.
Well, it saves you from being paralyzed.
Yeah.
That's what it did.
Yeah. Guess what we had in the donation closet?
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh my God, yeah.
A brand new Airhawk
Thank
seat.
God.
The exact same
sweet.
one.
And
So he got that.
I'll treat it a little bit better this time. So
Yeah, keep the PSI below 50.
yeah. Oh my God. But yeah, the bike was not the best pick. I think I liked the look of it too much. It was like I like the lines of it, and I love riding it or commuting with it. That's great, but the seat is awful.
Forward controls and drag bars.
Yeah,
aren't the best.
Yeah, it's just in my head, I could like convince myself that was a good idea because it's like, I have long legs, I should have forward controls, and didn't consider what the seat was like when I was checking the bike out. And also, it didn't run, so I couldn't test ride it to tell if it like would have been good for a long haul. And I bought it just for the long haul.
What'd you pay for it?
$1,300, I think.
Got your money's worth.
there you
Yeah,
Got your
totally
money's
worth
worth.
it. Totally worth
There
it.
you go.
Yeah,
Yeah, be careful blaspheming that bike till you get
Oh
home.
yeah, no, I love her to death. It's just like she is uncomfortable.
Yeah, there's some old timers who used to ride rigid bikes that are like are telling you that you're wimpy.
So let me ask you this: what accessories or features are you lacking that you would want in a bike for your next trip?
Mids. I should have just had mids with highway pegs. As far as like accessories,
Whispering?
totally. I added that little. I have a little sport fairing, just like not much, but out east, it was totally enough for whatever I was doing. I had no idea that the wind could blow so hard. So in the I'm like totally no. I don't care about what the fairing looks like. I want it to cover me. You know, just.
The wind wears you out.
It
and
does.
It sucks to ride all day and
yeah.
It's one thing to like seat time's one thing. That's not so bad. But when you're beat up by the wind, it's just you're tired.
And in that heat, it sucks the moisture out of you.
Yeah,
oh my God,
time.
my eyes! Like I couldn't even keep my eyes open. I was like, I need to get a Camelback. I definitely need to get.
We have those in the donation
do you really?
closet. Yes.
I was like the whole time. I was like, I should stop at Walmart, but then I won't make it to Sunday.
We'll get you one of those.
But,
we got
yeah.
this. So on the bike, it sounds like he needs a KLR.
I think he does.
I honestly, that was like logically that was what I wanted, but I mean, I'm on like it was a budget thing, so it's weird. I don't know if it's out east. It's different. Like you guys were talking earlier about like KLRs being like, oh, they're so affordable, and like 5.4 for a brand new one. You said, yeah. I mean, like used ones that I was seeing out there when I was looking were like, you get an awful KLR for $4,000. Like it was so weird.
You get a decent KLR for $35,000.
Yeah.
And an older model for $25,000.
And like they're also, I don't know. I just couldn't find one that I was like. And also, maybe it's because I like overpack, but like the sissy bar is like just makes so much sense to me. I don't know. Like the way that luggage is set up on adventure bikes kind of sketches me out. It's like all strapped to this, just hanging off the side, like is what it just looks like to me. It's probably more secure than that.
I'd like his 2-gallon gas can or whatever.
yeah, I'm way more advanced. Way more advanced.
But the sea bag, the sailor sea bag works out better, huh?
What's that? Oh, dude, that thing's great. I love that thing. Honestly, like, it's like at least it doesn't like nothing's gonna fall out of it. You know what I mean? Like, as long as I get that secure, it works great. And I don't know. I like the cruiser thing too, but yeah, I mean, I think a KLR would make the most sense about the for KLR what I want to do.
You could put a sissy bar in the KLR and it wouldn't look any.
That's true.
All right, so maybe a change of bike. Did you like put new tires and stuff on it when you prepped it?
A bunch of stuff came in late, so I have a pair of brand new tires sitting at home right now.
Okay, yeah.
And so it's a shame I got to buy a new rear one at least out here.
Do you even have like a throttle rocker or
no? That didn't bother me. Actually, everybody recommended like a throttle lock and like
throttle lock
or a cramp
throttle
buster.
Rock, cramp buster.
Totally did. That was not. Maybe it's because everything else was hurting so much. I didn't have time to think about that. But I don't know. It might just be because like the way my grips are, they're like wide enough that it's like you get more like I don't know, just not as uncomfortable. But that didn't bother me at all, honestly. It was just everything else. But yeah, no, I mean, I would do it again differently. I could maybe modify this bike to be better. Like, I think I could put mids on it. I think there's ones on eBay and stuff.
Okay.
And I think that's the biggest thing. Mids.
What do you think about hand guards?
Hand guards? Like for
wind? It's still summertime.
Yeah, but still, it makes it a lot more comfortable.
In the wintertime, it does.
So
for sure.
let me ask
I would say
I hadn't even thought of that, actually.
Windscreen will change your life. Yeah.
So let me ask you this: your gear choices. Is there anything you
learned? Mean like for riding or camping?
For riding.
Riding.
Because I'm looking at the pants you're wearing.
Yeah.
And I can see a lot of skin.
Well, you see the tire budget came before the pants budget because I figured if I bought, but then the tires didn't go on the bike. So yeah, I would definitely have upgraded, but it was kind of a budget thing. I put like
these are called religious pants, right?
Yeah. They're my church pants. Yeah,
they're very holy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they're pretty bad. It's
So like, what kind of jacket you're wearing? A vintage jacket?
Just a mesh.
So
jacket.
That worked out good.
Yeah, I mean, it was like if I wore anything more than that, I would have had heat stroke. So
all right. How about your gloves?
The gloves, they kind of are just shitty built gloves. I like them because they have like the hardened like knuckle part because I don't have covering my hands like you said, and so when rocks get kicked up or whatever, it's good for that. But the rest of it, like I don't know how well they hold up in a crash.
Sunburn because they don't. Cover
I have the worst suntan like in the world. Yeah. But
suntan cuffs.
Yeah, it's pretty horrible.
Were you able to find any gloves in the bucket that worked for you?
All of them were. I was looking for more like vented ones because I feel like I would just sweat too much in the ones that were in there. But
okay. So your jacket was good. Gloves are kind of wearing out. What kind of helmet are you wearing?
I have I did get a new helmet for this trip. Spider. What is it called? No. I think it's an MR2. What?
So it's a full face.
Yeah, it's a full face. It's like a pseudo adventure helmet. So it has it's big enough to fit like goggles on if I was to take it off road or whatever. And it has like better wind protection and stuff than my older helmet. It's ECE rated.
Do you have headphones or anything?
Yeah, I have a Bluetooth communicator. It's not
cool like
that loud though, so I could kind of upgrade that, but the wind noise.
Yeah, even the high ones.
I've got a good one in
that. Makes me feel better for not paying $3 million for like a nice one.
A cheap way to do music I've been doing lately is you can get some inexpensive earbuds, right? Mm-hmm. But with a cable in it. Was it whatever millimeter that little plug is, right? And on Amazon for like $9 you can get a dongle. Yes, I said a dongle. And what it is, it's a tiny little cylinder like that big that you plug them in, right? Mm-hmm. And it becomes a Bluetooth connection.
Yeah, I used to run headphones, like earbud type things, and the Cleveland Moto guys, they recommended like in-ear monitors like musicians wear when they're like on stage. But every single time you take off the helmet, they fall out, and then when you put the helmet on, they kind of get wedged weird, and it was like enough that I just said,
okay,
to hell
you've
with
tried it.
Yeah, I mean they sound way better, and it's really good sound isolation. That is one thing that's been.
I just mentioned it because, like on road trips, music, at least when it makes a big deal. And I've got those custom molded in-ear ones you're talking about.
Yeah,
and they're awesome, but they're also like fucking hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, they are.
That little setup with the earbuds, if you can deal with it, and if you look for slim ones, kind of a thing,
right?
You can get that setup for under $30.
Yeah,
and
totally.
I would say it's comparable. It's way better than a Sena or a Cardo speakers. And what I'll do to keep the little earbuds in there is I'll get one of those neck muffs and just pull it over, and that kind of keeps them in there.
And
then just kind of be gentle with your helmet. But for under $30, the sound quality is pretty.
And you get a dongle.
And you get a dongle out of it. $8.99 on Amazon.
Yeah.
So for your like camping gear, your luggage, how did all that work out? And did you learn any lessons there?
Yeah, I've got too much shit. I knew I had too much shit going into it, and believe it or not, I actually cut a bunch of stuff out. But I brought both a hammock and a tent. Normally, like I feel like you should commit to one. I should have just brought the tent, because the hammock's great out, like if I was just staying like out east. But for the whole trip over, I was like struggling to find,
two trees
in a good location that I'm allowed to sleep at. But like, at one point I ended up in like a public park, and I was like, yeah. But I brought too many tools, which I think I'd rather do that than be stuck broken down with not the right tools. But I didn't need everything I brought with me.
So you should talk to Jim. He has figured it out. He's pared it all down to where he can put everything he needs for a cross-country trip in a lunchbox.
That.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And if I need tire changing equipment, a condom. Lunchbox and a condom. Get you across the country.
Yeah, my bag's huge. It's like, it's ridiculous. And it works great as a backrest, though. I will say that helped a lot. Honestly, like genuinely.
Yeah.
It really did.
It is nice.
But it's how you learn. I mean, it's like I had similar experiences when I first started doing shit. You like that's
yeah.
And it's important to have the experiences that you're having, because that's how you hone what we do,
Well, now is time for one of my favorite segments called Unsolicited Advice. This is an opportunity for us all to give him some advice, some tips, some tricks. And I will start with one. On my first cross-country trip, it was in the summer, and it was really hot. And I found having a bandana that I could dip into water and retie around my neck made the difference.
Oh, yeah.
Extremely, because it would get cool as you would ride.
Yeah.
And in fact, I had one of those little lunch flexible lunch boxes, a little teeny soft cooler
thing,
that every gas stop I'd put ice from the Coke machine, and then I'd dip my bandana in there and then tie it back on. Something so simple that made such a difference. So that's a tip. Who else has got a tip for him?
Well, go ahead.
I was just, we discussed this earlier, the Overlander app. Like you were saying that you're having a hard time finding where the BLM land is.
Yeah.
It doesn't show you where the BLM land is, but it allows you to find those hidden camping spots.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I had freecampsites.net was one that I was recommended to use, and it feels like it's more for like people that are boondocking. And I got stuck in a couple spots trying to follow that app, and then showing up, and there's nowhere. It's like a parking lot, like I'm just with not even like anywhere to put a tent. And so yeah, totally. That was actually a huge help when you showed me that one, because I never heard of it.
Along the same ideas, and I think this is still true. I don't think they changed it, but Walmarts will let you camp out in their parking lots.
Oh, they'll actually let you an actual tent.
Yeah.
Well,
no way. I didn't know
I think
that.
they're pulling that back.
Are
they
they
were
now?
doing that for a while, but
Jim and I stayed there in RV.
Some beautiful camping.
Yeah.
I knew they did RVs.
Yeah,
I
RVs for sure.
Because I'd done that growing up with my family, but I didn't know they would let you put a tent in.
I doubt they would. I mean, smaller than an RV.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but people have like a perception that's different. Like they'll say there are some places where I pulled up and it was like that park, for example, said free overnight parking, but like tents not permitted. So I had to hide in between trees, and I was like,
Jim and I do have a trick finding camping spots. a place a lot of people don't think that a lot of states have rodeos.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, fairgrounds, rodeo grounds, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, we were in Idaho. We stayed at the 4-H rodeo ground or whatever.
The KOA was full. We're like, oh, what are we going to do? Look on a map. Yeah. And we went to the rodeo that had hookups, bathrooms, everything, and there were two of us there.
I wasn't thinking about this, but maybe this will be like my little 2 cents. Did you pour water on yourself when you were going across?
What I would do, I'd go into. I went into the actual like welcome center for each place, took my shirt off, and did it in the sink completely. So you got that.
You figured that out pretty quick. But what Liza and I learned on that trip when we were in Idaho was that ask people. We found that camping spot because we're like, where do we go? KOA was filled, whatever, and we were going to the Twin Falls, and we asked the gate lady, hey, do you know somewhere to camp? And she's like, yeah, the rodeo ground or the 4-H ground or the county, whatever it was. We're like, no shit, it didn't come up on our apps or anything. And we went up there, and the guy's like, yeah, or there was a sign, pick a spot and leave $10 on your thing. But it was bitching. It was super safe. There were like some high school kids doing horse stuff. There was grass, and it was really a treat. But talk to people. Ask people where to stay.
Totally.
Right?
Locals are like the biggest help I've had in this
Or where
trip,
to go
too.
swimming. Yeah, good swimming holes are good for that, too.
Who's got advice for packing? Because Bagel, you're good at that. Jim, John, you guys have all...
You can get away with a lot less than you think, but you have to figure it out. But you'd be really surprised how little you can get away with. But you'll figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest part about this trip was like figuring out what I'm capable of, I think. Like, and I kind of went all in. I wanted to do a bunch of like shakedown rides, and I only got to do like one. And so I didn't get to do...
And 3,000 miles later, he was here.
Yeah, so this was almost like my shakedown ride for another shorter trip after this at some point. But
so awesome. Backpacking gear is your friend.
Yeah, that's a lot of what I have is now. Like my hammock is backpacking gear. I need to upgrade my sleeping bag because it's huge.
There's a couple things I need. I want to make sure that I can sleep well. So a good mattress or whatever you use.
Or a good motel. Right, Paul?
Course,
you hear me?
It sounds good, Liza.
And there's usually a creature comfort or so that you kind of makes it. For me, it's coffee in the morning. Mm-hmm. So I always make sure that I've got some Starbucks Vias and something to heat water just so I can have coffee.
Totally.
Hallelujah in Pakistan. Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think for me too, it's really important on the bike to be comfortable and not be distracted by being uncomfortable or overheated or anything like that. So anything you can do to be comfortable, cool, is, I think, the number one priority.
You know, I don't know if you have a lot of like Allens or Torx on your bikes, but one of the tools that I really like for my toolkit is Fix-It sticks. Have you guys ever heard of these
like the
things?
steel stick?
No, it's like a T-bar, but it has all your Allens and Torx and stuff like that, and packs down really small.
Oh, really? Okay.
And it works out amazing. That slimmed my tool bag down.
Yeah, I've got like the whole Harbor Freight special in my saddlebag. It's ridiculous.
Bagel, what you got?
Well, I was going to say, kind of along the lines of what we touched on earlier, is when you plan your route, make sure you plan it with the weather in mind for the time of year.
Yeah.
And don't ride through Death Valley in the summer.
I acknowledged that I was riding through Death Valley before I left. Yeah. I was like talking to my friend.
There's a reason why it has that name.
Yeah. I was like, it's kind of funny. I'm riding through Death Valley in the middle of July. And I didn't think it through at all.
And some guy died.
I said it out loud.
It will kill you.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm really lucky I didn't break down, genuinely. Like, it was really awful. And it was in the middle of the night, too.
That's good you didn't break down for sure, especially during the day.
When are you starting the return trip?
I have 3 weeks off of work. So, I got out here so pretty quickly, but I want to take more time on the way back. So, probably about a week from now, I think I've got like a solid 7 days. And then I can have 7 days to go home.
The other tip that I have is make pie stops.
I actually did try deep fried pie for the first time.
Wow! Yeah. I've still got oil in my deep fryer. What kind of pie was it?
Pecan pie.
That's a pro move.
Never heard of
it. It looks like a calzone.
Oh.
Yeah. It's very good.
Ooh.
I would tell you which state I found it in, but I don't remember where I was.
We'll find it here pretty soon.
Yeah, can't be that hard.
Well, Lorne, you're going to be here for a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's make a list of things that we can try and help you out with. I know you wanted to get a tire.
Yeah, I got to get a new.
We got a Camelback. I'll give you. Let's see what we can help
great.
you with and improve. Maybe we can look at some of our luggage options.
Sure. Yeah.
Stuff
I'd
like
love
that, and make the return trip better. Maybe we can make it a little more comfortable.
Yeah, I appreciate the Airhawk. That the replacement of that is huge.
No problem.
It will literally save your ass.
Oh yeah. When it broke, when I was in Oklahoma, the worst state in the United States, I was like, I might have to end my trip. Like I was in such a bad mood already, and then that happened. I was like, well, I might have to be done then.
No, and I'm sure hearing your story gave Bagel some anxiety, because Bagel is somebody who likes to plan a lot.
Yeah,
I try my best.
Bagel, I appreciated your advice. When I emailed before, like I think it was about a month ago. Your advice was very helpful, and I didn't know that you had done a cannonball until you'd mentioned it in that. That I was then kind of went back into the backlog and listened to some of the things you talked about. I was really impressed by that.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, 6 scooter cannonball runs.
Yeah,
it's not to be confused with the motorcycle cannonball.
No, I mean,
or the one in the swimming pool.
Yeah, right.
Although I hear Bagel can do a mean one of those too.
This is true.
And the triple Lindy. Remember the triple Lindy?
Yes.
On the news front, I've seen more people signing up for the scooter cannonball that can't do the Iron Butt rally.
Yeah, that's smart.
This scooter cannonball, Bagel,
might be huge.
I want you to follow it and report on us, because I've been seeing all these people on Facebook like, just bought an X-Max for like people who aren't scooterists who are buying these bikes, these scooters, which is kind of fascinating.
It's going to be like a parade lap at
It's going to be like a parade, exactly.
I got a Bergman for cheap if anybody wants it.
Is that the one on the stand? And
Frame and engine, basically.
Exactly. In other news, this is something, I'm just kind of reading the headline. We're going to have to look into it more, but this is kind of exciting. Ducati has announced that they have built the world's most powerful single-cylinder engine. And,
really?
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's a single-cylinder engine that can do 10,250 RPM.
Wow. How big is it?
I didn't read the whole article. Bagel, don't ask me questions.
Well, you gotta tell us these things.
They're calling it the Super Quadro Mono, and it's 659 cc's. And
that's a big thumper.
77.5 horsepower and 46.4 torqueys.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a lot of horsepower out of a single.
This is kind of cool, pushing the boundaries. And I'm thinking a lot of it has to do with metallurgy, right? Because what prevents you from having an high RPM single cylinder? Is it being so heavy and just blah, 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 blah.
Reciprocating mass, among others, yeah.
Yeah. So, looks kind of cool, huh, John?
Yeah, it does.
We got to check this out. That's pretty good. But I have an email to read. And it's kind of relevant right now, I think, to Lorne.
I'm going to bound.
All right, we're almost done.
Okay.
If you want to just hang, this is it. We're closing out.
I saw the link to that.
One
thing.
email.
All right, soccer, Argentina versus Colombia tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Well, one more thing about that engine.
Oh, yeah.
Since we all know Ducatis, oil change every 9,000 miles and valve check every 18,000. That's very not Ducati. That's pretty cool.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna check out. We got to check that out more.
You should buy that now.
I don't need that. So this one comes from Jesse, who says, "Hey, Misfits. I'm a 26-year-old guy, originally from the East Tennessee mountains, currently living near Huntsville, Alabama. How old are you, Lorne?
24.
All right, so we're in there. Okay. I've been listening to y'all since 2018. I've dreamed of taking a cross-country road trip for years.
Oh, here's your sign.
Somebody just threw the...
And have finally made it to my second stop of the one I am on right now in a small town called Moscow, visiting more friends. I've made 2 trips to North Idaho in the past 7 years, both in a 2005 Honda Odyssey with 3 other friends, cannonballing the whole way, changing drivers at gas stops. It sounds kind of it's similar. We did this just to visit a friend, and we've played games with games with since high school. The second time, me and my roommate trailered our motorcycles to ride in a new environment. These were some of the best times I've ever had that made me love the exhausting adventuring of traveling on land as opposed to flying. This year, the stars aligned with a task that involved me and my roommate. He's got a 2023 XSR 900.
Yep.
So good that it's a modern bike. Maybe not the best touring bike.
Put a windscreen on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That he bought
the
a
bike
few
he
weeks.
The best touring bike.
That he bought a few weeks before the trip. And me on my 2009 Yamaha FZ6.
Yeah.
That I bought around 2018 with 800 miles that just turned 41,000 miles riding into Idaho. And his dad, who's coming on a 2012 BMW GS. Smart dad. Yeah. So we were riding with his dad to leave a bike near Fresno with an old friend of his so that he could ride with him when he flew out to visit. So we started on Monteagle Mountain in Tennessee and hopped on 64 west to Memphis. It was around 100 to 105 degrees with 70% humidity.
Oh my gosh.
So once we made it through Memphis, we decided I-40 West was way too hot with this heat wave. No. And we went north to St. Louis to I-80 and west from there. Maybe you should have considered a move like this. We added 300 plus miles to our trip, but it was 30 degrees cooler with little to no rain, as best as we could tell. That was right. We went all the way through Nebraska, Wyoming, Utah, where I had to get a new front tire due to cupping in Salt Lake City. The sight so far is something you can only experience in person. We made it through the Salt Flats and across Nevada, where it didn't get above 85 degrees. After stopping in Reno on a tight schedule to see my roommate's family and spend time with his dad going through Monterey, where he grew up, I only made it through Santa Cruz at 10:30 at night, cold and in the fog, on our way to downtown San Francisco, where we spent the 4th of July, and then started north on the 1 to head towards Idaho. Sadly, I couldn't spend time trying to connect with any of the misfits due to the time crunch. He was trying to make it here too.
See, if you didn't divert, you would have made it to the podcast. You just have to go through Death Valley.
He said, I was even trying to see if Bagel wanted to grab a bite the night we stayed in Eugene as we rolled in at 2 a.m. There was a lot of that on this trip, even in Salt Lake City. But staying on the coast and avoiding the blistering heat inland was not on the table, so we decided a slow trip up the coast was more important than an early arrival in Idaho. We saw the sights and enjoyed hanging out at a bike shop in San Francisco to get an oil change on one of the bikes. I did tell a few people about you guys that I felt would enjoy visiting the garage. One was a Marine vet named Adam and a younger man on a Ninja 650 named Paul. All right, Adam and Paul, hope you come by. Maybe in the future I can make it back and spend a Sunday at the garage, as I've been wanting to do that for years now. My FC6 is holding up great. I adjusted the valves, redid the brakes, flushed the coolant, changed the oil, just in time to test ride it the night before we were supposed to leave, where I found the brake master I just rebuilt didn't want to hold pressure. So instead, I took a brake master and lever from my friend's out-of-commission Buell and slapped it on and left.
Nice.
Wow.
4,500 miles down and 2,000 more to go.
Woo-hoo!
Close, but not quite.
Well done.
So he sounds like he's having another journey, much like yours.
Love it.
I will say, FC6, excellent choice.
It's like the Versus. It's like overlooked bike that's just,
And something that if you're looking in the future for a bike that is fun around town, you can commute, go camping, or go cross country, the FC6, very decent bike.
Or the Versus 650.
Or the Versus
I would say is a
650.
better choice even almost.
Or the KLR.
Right. Well, hopefully, Lorne, you'll be able to join us again next week and actually spend some time in the garage. You came when it was a little bit crazy. We had Paul and Melissa showing up, and Moyne showing up, and Eric and Bao Bao showing up, and all these people showing up, and it just was like like the afternoon social hour. Not a lot of bikes going on. I think Jake was over there working by himself.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Those guys in the morning were fun too.
Yeah, exactly. They were fun, but you'll get to spend the whole day and have a lot of fun.
I'll be here for at least a week. So.
And Eric and Paul, you guys are heading back up north.
Yes.
Heading out. Bao, I'm glad you got to join us and that you got to enjoy the races. You were fun to watch because you were excited. It was fun, wasn't it?
Lots fun.
Yeah, even when like people were like after the race and they come to line up on the podium and she's like beelining up to the front to take photos and watch.
Yeah.
It was really exciting.
That's great.
So, thank you everyone for dropping by. And what a fun time.
Good weekend.
Another good
weekend. Do
weekend.
it again next weekend.
Just so you know, Lorne, next weekend we're going back to the races if you'd like to join us because it's the ARMA racing.
Vintage, baby.
More small vintage racing. It's cool. It's a lot of fun.
I would love.
It's
that's
a lot of
sick.
fun.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm down with that.
Will they be doing a parade wrap there too, or?
I don't think they do.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
No, this is more club racing, but a lot smaller, but even more approachable. We can walk in and out of the pits, talk to people, lots of conversations, but still really good racing going on. So it's going to be a fun time. Less of all the vendors and stuff, but
I think they do. Is it called the Monte Carlo start? When they run to the bike and stuff, they do all that kind of stuff. It's fun. It's a hoot to watch.
So we're gonna have another good weekend heading down to Laguna Seca, and then after that,
Vintage motorcycle days.
Motorcycle days.
Eric, looking at you, buddy.
I just can't do it.
Yes,
man.
you can.
I've done too many trips this year.
No, one more is
Bank
fine.
account is
Bao
getting
Bao,
smaller.
can he come?
Can he play with us, please?
Okay.
Let's just, I don't think she knows what she signed up for.
Well, actually, Lorne.
I know.
Wow, Lorne, that's right.
I was already looking at tickets.
I'm glad to do it.
I mean, I have off, I think, still, and I have a friend
Do it.
in Ohio that I was going to visit anyways on the way back.
Do it.
I think it might line up.
Do it.
Which would be crazy.
It's the Burning Man of the motorcycle world. You gotta go.
I've heard lots, and I'm considering it if I can fit it in.
Ooh, this is getting more and more interesting. So big thanks to everyone who came by, but also especially to all of our Patreon subscribers for supporting us and our listeners in general.
Any word
like
from
you
Emma?
guys.
Any word from Emma?
Oh, guys. Who's Emma? Emma, have not heard from her. We're going to be passing like ships in the night. She's going to be coming back as we are heading out. But it's a good point. I probably should check in with her.
Real quick before I forget, shout out to Sean who sent me on the XB70 mission.
Yes.
He sent me some T-shirts in the mail. They're great. All falconry. And stickers and everything else. They were hilarious. So I'll send you a
falconry
picture.
shirts. They're really cool.
Earlier,
cool.
but thank you
sick.
for the gifts. They were fucking great. Yeah, I'll send you a picture later. But cheers.
Yeah, so good time. Thank you everyone for listening, sticking with us. Don't forget, if you need a T-shirt, everyone needs a T-shirt. You got one, right, Eric? One of our new
from
shirts?
The 500 episode, but no, I haven't. got
Oh, you
one
didn't
here.
get our new one with the unnamed writer?
No,
Paul has one.
Oh yeah, it's
Oh,
beautiful.
yeah, I know he's got it.
I have to check that one out.
Oh, Lauren needs. Oh, we're gonna. All right, but hey, if anyone else wants a shirt, you can go to motorcyclesandmisfits.com. Find the link to our store, as well as our links to everything else. You want to see what we're doing, where we're going, all that kind of stuff. And thank you very much. Lastly, I'll just say, if you like what you're listening to, leave a review.
Yeah, and tell your friends.
Tell your friends, and then come and visit us. There you go. So I think your first time here, I think you'll figure out how we get out of here. It's pretty easy. So thank you, everyone. Time to get out of here. This is Liza.
Pablo.
Stumpy John.
Bobo.
Eric.
Lorne.
Naked Jim, son.
Bagel.
And we are out of here.
Cool.